First, I'm going to talk about what I've been doing regarding my meds, working out, and my diet. Next, I'm going to share with you my results of being on Mounjaro for 21 days, including how much weight I've lost, my blood sugar numbers, and changes in my body measurement. And last, I'll just talk about my overall how I'm feeling being on Mounjaro. Well, let's talk about what I've been doing recently regarding my meds, working out, and my diet. So one thing that I started to do was I take my thyroid medication first thing in the morning when I wake up with the water, which is actually what I'm supposed to be doing, but I haven't been doing that. But I haven't been very medication compliant with the other stuff, so that's still a struggle that I'm trying to work through. I'll talk about the new things I added later to counteract some of these symptoms that still rearing its ugly head. Exercise has been spot on. I have worked out every day except last night, but I worked at a cat shelter, Good Muse in Marietta, and we did a lot of, it was my training because I'm going to be doing medication every other week. So learning about the cats and the medications and stuff like that. And it was like 3 hours. It was a lot of walking around. Not anything where I would say cardiovascular, but at least I wasn't sitting around, not doing anything. My plan was to go work out afterwards, but I go to Planet Fitness and it's supposed to be open 24 hours, but all the Planet Fitnesses were going to close at 9 and I needed to get something to eat because I really hadn't eaten all day and was like, there's no way I'm going to do it. And my goal, so instead I said, well, let me just go and pick up something to eat instead. I was going to go to Burger King and get a vegan burger or veggie burger, and that didn't work out. So I went to Walmart and just picked up the stuff and went home. And my thought was I'm going to just work out at home. I had a beer, and it was a long day. So I ended up just passing out and going to sleep. So I ended up not working out. So yesterday was the only day. So I've worked out 6 out of 7 days. If you want to say that, walking around for 3 hours and bending down and looking at cats and stuff, not really what I would consider, again, intensive exercise. But considering the fact that most of the stuff I do sitting on my rear on a computer all day, so it definitely was a lot better. I even pulled out one day. I couldn't. I think it was Thursday because I had to work late because of music lessons and tutoring. So I pulled out my belly dancing DVD and did that. So, and even Tuesday, I worked out for 2 hours. I couldn't believe it. My cat was getting some dental work done. And I was like, well, I'm waiting around for her a little bit longer than what I thought. So I ended up just going to the gym for 2 hours. So working out is really good. And I could definitely tell that in regards to my body measurements, actually going and taking stairs, sleeping better, feeling better overall. It is making a tremendous difference. Diet wise, I had no meat, and if you watch any of my other videos, I'm trying to go back to being vegan. So I was mostly vegan. A lot of meals were vegan, but I had some dairy and some eggs. So those would be vegetarian. Last night, I again was really proud of myself because I was like, well, I could go to Burger King and have some fries, and I said, no, just go to Walmart, go pick up a burger. And when I was eating it, I was like, there was like 2 patties and I don't know, I think it's Beyond Meat, or I don't remember which one it was. But I was like, gosh, I'm so hungry. I'm going to want more than that. But I ended up just having the one burger. So that was good. And I forgot I was going to get some sweet potato fries and totally forgot about those, but I really didn't need it. I was pretty full. My numbers. Here we go. So I am 5'7", and I started this journey weighing 196.6 pounds. Week 1, I lost 6.4 pounds. Week 2, I lost 2.9 pounds. And this past week, I lost a total of 3.1 pounds. So this is a total weight loss of 12.4 pounds, or 6.85% of my total body weight, averaging about 0.6 pounds a day. I was concerned because when I got on the scale every morning, it was 184, 184, 184. And then Friday, it was 184 point, I think it was like 9 or something like that. And I was like, doggone them ramen noodles. But then when I went back and looked, when I added it in and I saw what I was weighing last Saturday, it's like, oh, wow, I did lose some weight. So that was really good. The measurements were also, I lost, I think about 3.5 inches, with the largest being my bust. My waist and my chest, I did lose 1 inch each, so that's really good. And I did gain 0.5 inches on my thigh, so I'm not really sure about that. So let's talk about my blood sugar. I'm only checking them when I'm fasting. My largest, I started that morning 3 weeks ago at 151. My highest number for that entire week fasting was 213. My week 1 lowest was 123. My week 2 lowest was 92. And my week 3 lowest was 82. So that's my fasting. So everything is really good on that. We're bringing those numbers down. I don't feel jittery. Hey, if you find value in this video, if you wouldn't mind, please give it a thumbs up. Let's talk about some side effects. Some things have been good and some things were kind of weird. Number one, the first thing was hello flow. Now, I am perimenopausal and I do not have a regular cycle, sort of like last year where it was like, hey, sometimes it came up and I had one again, which I haven't had one since January. So that was a little bit interesting. Don't know. I checked, does exercising or anything like that causes it? So I don't know. But it could have been just that time for it to come on. Hey, constipation. I have had one bowel movement the entire week. Now, I have not been one to go every single day. Usually about 3 days. I guess I have a slow gut or something like that. I don't know. But I do think that I would like to go a little bit better than one a week. I started adding in some other ones, some magnesium 3 or something that somebody said on Facebook they have, benefiber. I changed probiotics because the previous one had gelatin, and I was already doing Miralax. I drink water all the time, and I just ended up taking 2 laxes. I eating more fiber because, of course, when you're eating vegetables, I try not to eat too much processed. Like even though I had the veggie burger, try not to eat too much of that stuff and try to focus more on salads and more healthier grains and beans and stuff like that. So I don't know. Again, and then I've been exercising, which exercising is supposed to doing both cardio and strength training. So I'm not quite sure what's going on. Again, it may be time for an RX for a constipation, but maybe I need to give these other ones, the magnesium, the benefiber. I just started these like this week, so maybe need to give it a little bit more time. The fatigue, which I complained about a lot, has basically just gone away. I think exercising helps, and it's so counterintuitive because you're like, I'm so daggone tired. But then you get up and you go work out, and you somehow, it increases things. I'm getting much more rest, going to bed earlier, sleeping later. I'm also taking a vacation from all the million side gigs that I'm doing, and I know that's just mentally working so much, working a full-time job, then having to do all this stuff at night, and then having to go work out for an hour and a half up to 2 hours. It doesn't leave much time for fun. So I think part of it is mental. A newer one, a change in my taste. So I'm finding myself being much more critical of food than what I was before. I went out with some friends and we went to have pizza. And I was like, this pizza just ain't that good. And I hate to be that person when you ask somebody and they're like, how's your food? And I'm like, no, it's all right. But it really wasn't even that good. Like I threw it out. Like I took it home and I had like half a slice and I was like, really ain't no good. And I threw it out. Yesterday I had some yogurt, had some leftover, had some Greek yogurt, and it was like so sweet. And then I had a free coupon for a free offer for Krispy Kreme donut. Now I love Krispy Kreme donuts. Now the plain one, and it had like a St. Patrick's Day themed one. It was so sweet. It's still in the car. Like that's not me. I would eat. I am a sweet girl. I am a sweet girl, but a sweets girl. But I couldn't eat it. I was like, this is horrible. I find that everything I make is delicious, but other stuff I'm like, nah. Like that burger last night was slamming. It was good. And I also got a donut yesterday. But it was really good, part of it was the cost because I usually would get 6, but I'm like, just have a 2 count. I got the 2 count. Halfway through, I was kind of full. I finished it, and the other one is sitting there. That's not me. I would eat 3 donuts, 2 at least, 3 within a setting. So definitely my tastes are different. I'm not liking sweets as much. I did feel a little bad because I did have 2 little mini things of Skittles. I'm just having just different mindset with food, and I'm not quite sure if that's Mounjaro or if that's just my own self just saying to think. Like the other day I was cleaning out my pantry, and I have a tendency to get food and what like snack food or something like that, and I'll have a couple of whatever, like a batch of cookies. I'll have a couple cookies, and then I'm like, I don't want any more. And it's so hard because the stuff that you want doesn't usually come in like 2 or 3 cookies, which is really all you want. So I need to start just going to like the bakery and just getting like a cookie and like getting a really good high quality delicious cookie. And I had it and I said, oh, they really aren't that good. I'll eat them later. And then I was sitting down and I said to myself, you're doing all this work. You're going to ruin all this work for these 2 nasty ass cookies? Go on and throw them dang gone things out. So I ended up throwing them out. One bag was even free because one grocery store gives a bag of cookies like almost every month for free. The other thing that kind of went away was last time I talked about being hungry by Thursday. Like actually like, gosh, I'm really hungry. Like hunger pains starting to come on. And this week I didn't feel like it. I'm not sure what that is, if it's just me being more adjusted or whatever. Okay, so you tell me, are you on Mounjaro? Are you happy with the results that you're seeing? But 3 pounds in a week is really fantastic. I go to the endocrinologist in 17 weeks in May, and I'm actually pretty excited about going. And I'm not going to be going there telling the medical assistant as I get on the scale, this thing's broken. I'm sure she's heard that 50,000 times. Or being embarrassed because, no, I'm not doing what I need to do and all kinds of stuff. But I'm actually happy. I'm ready to go see what those hemoglobin A1C numbers look like. I can imagine, I can like even imagine myself sitting in the chair and she walking in and she's like, oh my gosh, Jocelyn, you're doing so good. I'm like, yeah, girl. You know, I'm not going to call her girl. It's disrespectful. But yes, doctor, thank you so much, and talk about what I've been doing. So thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you would be kind enough, consider subscribing to my channels. All right, see you next time. Bye.